Man, Pay, what's cracking with you, bro? What's going on, man? You got that big mute. I don't want you to get the big fine, man.
Oh no, I'm a professional. I know when I'm on mute.
Yes, sir.
G,
yes, sir.
I'm good, man. But it's not about me this week. It's about my homies. Big G, happy birthday, man. Celebrate. Clap it up.
Yeah,
everybody watching live, make sure you shout Big G out for his birthday. He not only did he make another year around the sun, but he showed up for you, God. Shout him out, man.
Yeah, that's big facts, Pay. That's big facts. You know, we do what we do, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes, though. Hey, man, but it's our boy Beat Earth, too, man. It's Beat Earth's birthday. Yeah. Me and Beat Earth born on the same day.
Same year, too?
No, I'm older than Beat Earth.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, man, we here. It's the Homies podcast. It's the Homies -2, bro. It's the Homies -2. And so the -2, I seen that what the +1 is over there in that live chat, Pay. You was talking to me about that earlier, man. What's cracking-lacking with that dude in the live chat, man? What's he doing, man?
Yeah, he even when he's off, he's on. He can't let anybody know that he ain't around. It looks like he said he's driving somewhere across Ohio. Ohio was very dimly lit. Pay attention to the road, my boy. Tate, pay attention to the road. Off the phone.
Yeah, he's coming away from the Maryland, D.C. area all the way to the OHIO. I have no clue. I talked to him a few minutes ago. I have no clue where he's at, but I know he's on the road because I heard kids talking in the background. That's probably his nieces and nephews. I heard his brother-in-law probably talking. They all doing what they do in the van. So, Tate Boy Fresh, make sure you travel safe, man. And everybody in the live chat, man, we appreciate y'all, man, with the birth. Man, I'm getting so many birthday wishes. It's unbelievable, Pay.
They love you, G.
Yeah, I see that, bro. Let's acknowledge some of these people, bro. We got who is Booby, J Devil, John, Nathan Smith over there, AFL 67. Of course, you see the Tate Boy Fresh. Jared Devil, George T, Dennis Pavlak, the Quad Father, man. Tim Lyons, Afton's over there. George T, Booby, Rob Lightfoot. Who else we got over there? That's a bunch of people over there, man. Luke Cage just jumped in the building. You know I'm looking for is Claude, right? When I see Claude, I know. Jay Deverell's there. Craig Wirlow. Andre Coleman. Man, it's a lot of AJC. Joseph Donahue. Brent Howe. G Stacks is in the. What's up, G Stacks? He in the building. Don't want to miss nobody. That's everybody I see so far, but I know it's going to fall in here. T. Riley's in here. I seen him jump in. So, yeah, it's rocking and rolling over there early and often, man. We got the squad in. It's lit up early. Hey, it's all good, man. All good in the hood. Pay, you got anything that you want to talk about real quick before we jump to that first commercial break, bro?
As I said, happy birthday, Big G. Shout out to you for even showing up today. B Dirt, no shade to him. He said, I'm taking the weekend. I'm getting a long weekend for his birthday. He's out having a lovely dinner with Jess. Shout out to Jess. How you doing? And because I know B, he's probably having some great food. He don't do anything trash on the food side. So I know he's enjoying his birthday the way I would enjoy my birthday, with plates of great food. So once again, everybody shout him out for their birthday. Love. It's all love.
Hey, something else I know he's enjoying a lot of good too. B Dirt is a connoisseur of the understanding the liquor game. And so I know that boy that got some, you know what? He might be sideways right now, Pay. Maybe it's because he can put it down. I seen it.
Yeah. He can put it back.
He's nothing to play with. He's nothing to play with, bro.
If he logs in and gets into the comment section, look out, everybody. Look out.
Yeah, it's gonna be. And he's probably a little upset now too, man, because we're gonna get to it on the show. The Bengals is big trash.
Whoa.
Oh man, they big trash. Come on, Pay. We're gonna get to it, man. 0-3. Come on, man. That's garbage. That's big trash, bro. Big trash. But we're gonna get to it after the break. I know you're trying to give them a bye. You ain't trying to start none. There's a Bengals fan, Tim Lyons, over there in the chat. But I already know, bro. I know what you're going to do. You're trying to give him a little pass. But, I call it like I call it. The tire.
We Before we go to break, can you just put that one super chat up on the screen?
See where it's at. Oh yeah, Tate Boy Fresh got the $1.99. Hey, what is he doing? He said we missed Tate. $1.99 Binkers, bro. What is going on over there, man? Oh my God. Talk to it, bro.
You like Marvel. You saw Loki season 1, right? You know there's
Yes.
a phrase. There's a phrase. I'm not going to use the phrase about when you're in love with yourself. Like that movie, that episode of Loki. So
yeah,
as we see,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in the third person, mind you.
Yeah, third person, big facts.
That's a fine. That's a fine, G. Third person usage, that's a fine.
Is it a fine or is it the major?
That's a fine. No, it's both. That's a major. That's a 5-minute major. Put him in the Matrix.
There's the fine.
I know, and he's fine when he's back.
Automatic fine?
Automatic.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Let me see if I can get him in the Matrix real quick because we got to start it off the right way. Let's do it. There you go, Tate Boy Fresh. Automatic Matrix for the $1.99 and the pay combo for you, bro. Double time for the double Matrix for you, man. Uno dos for you, bro. All right, Pay, we're going to get to a quick commercial ad break, man. We're about the 6 or 7 minute mark. If you're listening to us live, wherever you get your audio podcast, be it Google, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, make sure you keep rocking out with Steel Curtain Network, Homies Podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're going to pause for the cause, take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after we play this quick ad and pay some bills with our sponsors. And we're back with the Homies Podcast. We got 2 of the fabulous 4 in the building today. My boy Payday, Big G rocking out. Birthday weekend, celebratory weekend. A lot of things to be happy for if you're part of the Steel Curtain Network because we're doing some things. But you know how we get out on the Homies Podcast on Fridays. We got to swing the horn one time around that AFC, man, and talk about what we need to talk about. So, Pay, it's me and you. Let's start it off right. And let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Started the season at 1-2. Okay. Now, just because it's me and you, I ain't gonna start none tonight because we got some big corner time. Just gonna get paid off if they drop one more. They got to win 5 straight. They drop one more, and there's some corner time between me and you. But I want you to tell me the State of the Union address for the Baltimore Ravens after the start of the 1-2 season. And what can happen, or what do you see going over the next few games for the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, they're probably going to lose that third game. So I am fully prepared to face that wall. And you can't get them all right. Just like you can't win every game in the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens, they're tried and they trust it. They know what they got to do. Can they bail me out? I doubt it. But they do have a big game coming up this Saturday, and the problem with Baltimore is the same problem that they've had ever since we started the show for 3 years now. They don't close the door on teams, and which is weird because you would think a team that is built on running the ball can close the door. They somehow let teams always let teams back in. It's going to be an issue for them. They're never going to achieve what they want to achieve until they learn how to quit letting squads back in games. Dallas gave them a scare last week. Luckily, the MVP was able to make a big play at the end of the game to seal that win off.
That's facts.
Hopefully that win, it gets the monkey off their back, get some good vibes in that locker room, and they can start moving ahead and start stacking wins on top of wins. Maybe 5 more wins in a row.
Yeah.
Possible. I would love to see it.
So I got to ask a couple questions. Do you think the reason why they can't hold the lead is based on the defensive coaching or the defensive players that they have? Because I've watched a little bit here and there games, and I watched a little rewind of them the other day. And what I saw is like the play calling, they're not aggressive once they get a lead. It's like they sit like in that cover three. They try to keep everything in front of them. They let teams just dictate the pace versus being aggressive and going after the other team's quarterback or whatever they're doing well. So do you think that's a coaching issue or is that a personnel issue?
That's a good shout, G. Really good shout. The defense hasn't been playing up to this.
Oh, you got the big fine because you went mute. That's the double fine. He ain't got no microphone.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I hit the button on accident. But that's a good shout, G. The defense hasn't been playing up to par either this beginning of the season. It ain't necessarily been the offense. The offense ain't been clicking too well either, but it's the defense. Again, this is a franchise that's built on defense.
Yeah.
They haven't looked like that elite defense so far in the first 3 weeks of the season. They've only played one like legit team, in my opinion, but they haven't really like forced their way on them. You know what I mean? They haven't crashed pockets. They haven't created turnovers. It's been a lot of bending. If you've seen that movie,
hey, what is you doing? Wait a minute, look at the No Doubt, man. What is you doing, man? Let me get the puffy up here, man. What is going on? Hey, you trying to get the No Diddy, man? I mean, it's just me and you. I thought we was gonna have a cool, calm conversation versus the No Diddy, man. What's going on over there, man? My goodness.
It's like that Tyler Perry movie with Janet Jackson. Well, she's been in a lot of his movies. Janet Jackson and my man Ghost from Power. Oh, so you doing the bending? That's what the Baltimore Ravens defense has been doing a lot this early season. They got to stand up. They got to stand up, straighten their back up, and start putting they foot on teams' necks. It's whenever they get that part of it figured out, that's when they'll ascend to being the Baltimore Ravens that we are used to seeing. That I don't necessarily know if it's a coaching thing because again, they do have a new defensive coordinator, but I know it ain't the players. These are a lot of the players that are back from last year, at least the elite ones.
Yeah,
Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Matt Abuke, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. Maybe it's just still filling each other's out, getting their bearings. As you recall, Baltimore Ravens didn't do a lot in the preseason, so that could be it as well.
So I got an injury question. What's up with Van Noy, the DN? Is he cooked? Is he gone for a little while? What's happening with him? Because the injury bugs that hit the NFL hard, But I'm asking like, what's up with dude, man? Is he all right, man?
Yeah, he got hit in the eye. What was it? Week 1, right? It shouldn't. I don't think that's going to hold him out for too much longer, but it's not one of those injuries that, as you pressed up on about, a lot of teams have, like look at the LA Rams. They got a lot of leg issues. Puka Nacua, he jammed his knee or whatever. Cooper Kupp, a high ankle sprain. It's not one of those issues. He got hit in the face, knocked him out for a little bit, but he'll be all right.
Man, look at this comment by Seth Bell, bro. Pay, respond to that, man. Ooh-wee. Is that Matrix worthy? Pay, is that Matrix worthy?
Shout out to Seth Bell. Thanks for watching the show. Lamar ain't him. He is a mid QB with a good O-line. That's it. That is categorically false because the O-line ain't good.
So is that Matrix worthy? I need clarity.
It's not Matrix worthy. I'm assuming he's a Steeler fan, and this is the popular take among Steeler fans to try to drag the 2-time MVP through the mud. 2-time MVP, defending division winner.
That's big facts. So I got one more question about the Ravens, and then we're gonna switch topics and switch directions. Is it the offense becomes conservative when they have a lead? Because like I said, I watched the little rewind stuff going on with the Ravens. And it was like, wait a minute, they didn't press the action with the play calling once they developed like a 2-touchdown or a 10-point or 14 or more lead. They just was like, okay, we'll run the ball left, run the ball right, really underneath passes, every now and then run an RPO. But when they're pressed, they just go crazy with the play calling. So Is that an offensive thing too? It's trying to protect Lamar, trying to just okay with having 27 versus like going for 35 and 40 points. Your thoughts with that with the Ravens, bro?
I actually think it's the opposite. I think they get a little too creative with their offense when they got a big lead. They feel like the lead is in hand. They start doing, you remember back in the amateur days playing football, you start pulling plays out from the back of the playbook. I think that's what Baltimore does. They start trying some things out, like, hey, let's get our reps in. Like, no. Training camp and preseason is for your reps. This is an actual game. There's consequences for losses. I think from as long as I've been watching them, that's what they do under the Harbaugh regime. Under the Harbaugh regime with Lamar as his quarterback, they start doing some new things with offense, and those typically get you short drives, right? And then the other team, they start getting more comfortable with your defense, and they start putting up some points. And now you're like, oh shit, now we got to find our momentum again. No, momentum's on the other sideline, bro. You didn't waste the time. Now you got to figure some things out, and I don't like it. They should just do what they do best: pound the rock down their throat. No diddy,
no doubt, bro. Hey, so listen. The national media, and I'm just, because, I like to stir it up with the national media anyway, and I want to call big cap on the national media. But they're saying that the inefficiency with the Baltimore Ravens offense is their inability to have a legit deep threat. I'm saying cap because I think Zay Flowers is. So I think it's more on the play calling than it is the actual players on the field. But they haven't really, exploited Zay deep yet, man. So what's the deal with that? Do you think that they're gonna switch it up and finally just start doing something like that?
I agree with you. Zay Flowers is a legit wide receiver. He can run the whole route tree, and the Baltimore Ravens are not scared. The Baltimore Ravens has never been scared to go over the top of you. They are consistent with doing certain things. They like to go down the seam, hit a couple of quick outs, but that don't mean that they can't go over the top. They will do it. They will hit you with a deep post if you give it to them. Don't play single high. Don't play single high. Don't do just man around all over the field because they can't get you. So I don't necessarily agree with that notion. I think that's a basic comment. Like they don't go deep enough.
Come on, man. You're killing it, no Diddy, man. Oh my God. I thought we were safe, man. I thought we were safe in the water tonight, man. Oh my God.
My B. Yeah, I just think it's a basic comment about their play design or whatever. Yeah, it's not a video game. This is chess. You can't just air it out every time. Pat Mahomes don't even air it out every time. Well, it's because the defense is not letting him. But there's more than one way to skin this cat. The Baltimore Ravens, from that aspect, they're fine.
Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. All right, man. We're gonna shift from the Ravens. We ain't gonna spend that much time talking about them because it's the big trash elves. Get them up out of here. The elves is 1-2, man. The elves got issues, and we're gonna start this conversation and maybe end this conversation with, I believe that the issues is at quarterback one. I think Deshaun Watson has been a bum. They paid him all that money, and he's not done anything to provide or show up, man. So your thoughts real quick about the 1-2 Brownies, man. And they got all kind of injuries too, man. Your thoughts about the Cleveland Browns.
I want to double down on what you just said. Their issue is at quarterback. Their main issue, their most notable issues at quarterback, but they're having issues all over the field. They can't run the ball. Yeah. Their defense is leaking. You thought, in fact, I said last week that when we was picking the games, I was like, well, I know that they have a good defense. They can at least do something. Wrong. Their corners got lit up last week. Their defense, Myles Garrett hasn't really imposed his will just yet. It's still early, I know, but they got a lot of issues. It ain't just Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's the main issue. If they can put some numbers on the board, maybe the defense don't look as bad as they do. Yeah. But if anything needs to change, the first thing that can change is the defense need to bring it back to what they were last year. And now
that's big facts.
The conversation becomes, was that just lightning in a bottle? Was that a 1-year thing for that type of defense for them to be as elite? What do you think?
I think it was. I think from a coaching standpoint, from a play calling standpoint, I think that the Cleveland Browns don't have the quote unquote elite defense. And I think that the league plays them a lot of respect because of maybe one or two players. You got to give respect to Myles Garrett. You got to give respect to Ward, the corner. But everybody else on that defense is sort of suspect, bro. And I think the teams have figured it out. They're like, okay, chip Myles Garrett, who has one of the lowest chip percentages. I got the stat this week. For the guy, as much as he rushes, he has one of the lowest chip percentages in the league. So you just chip him and throw him off his pace a little bit, and attack the Browns with their number 2 and number 3 wide receiver versus attacking them with the number 1 guy, because Ward is going to travel with the number 1 guy. So I think that the defense is overrated, then in turn puts more pressure on Deshaun. And for Deshaun to have to score points, put him on good drives, and I think that causes an issue every week for the Brownies, right? And Deshaun Pay hasn't shown that he's worth a nickel. So my question to you is, do you think that they keep Deshaun in as QB1, or do you think it's Jameis Winston time, the guy with the crazy helmet and all whatever else? Which way do you think they're going to go for the Cleveland Browns, man?
I wouldn't be shocked if the upper management of the Cleveland Browns already start having discussions about when do they pull the plug on this experiment. I know their lawyers. I know their lawyers are looking into that contract and it's like, okay, can we get out of this? And what's our financial repercussions if we do go ahead and move on for Deshaun? Because it's a failed experiment. You got to call it right now. They brought Jameis Winston in as a decent stopgap quarterback. It's either you waste your money with that, keeping him on the bench, or you want to continue wasting money with Deshaun. One or the other. One or the other, you know.
Yeah. And I look for the Browns to be 1-3 real quick, fast, in a hurry. Pay, before we go to a commercial break, man, we're going to acknowledge Lewis D. What's cracking, Lewis? He said, I expect the Colts to run right at Herbig. If Herbig is successful against the run, I believe it will earn him more snaps when Alex comes back. Pay, your thoughts, man, because I got some thoughts with this. And I was waiting to get to the Steelers segue to do it, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Your thoughts about thinking that the Colts is going to run right at Nick Herbig?
Alex, he's referring to as Highsmith, right?
Yeah, he's out right now.
I don't want to give the Indianapolis Colts too much credit as far as their game planning is concerned. They can run right at Herbig. I think that would be their best shot. But in my opinion, they're probably going to be running away from the side that TJ's on.
Correct.
They're going to try to make TJ chase, do a lot of chasing, and then just to set him up for the counter. So I don't necessarily think that's going to be their number one game plan. I mean, in the NFL, you don't just have one plan, right? You got to have multiple plans of attack. So
Facts.
Herbig is on their board for at least for a little bit. But the number one thing is they gotta make TJ tire out. Yeah.
Well, I think, and like I said, we're going to talk a lot in detail when we get to the whole Steelers aspect of the games that get the Colts. But just to answer this real quick and fast in a hurry, I think you're going to see Cam Hayward on Herbig's side for the majority of the game, playing that side's defensive end. And I think because they trust TJ Watt being able to handle the chips, they trust TJ Watt with his ability to get to the quarterback. The issue is when you put Hayward on Herbig's side, now Hayward demands a double team every single freaking time. So now you're going to free Herbig up. So I dare Indianapolis to try to run at Cam Hayward. I dare you. You can run Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson all day at night at him. You're going to run into a lot of problems because the weakness of the Indianapolis Colts' offense is not their guard center combo. It's their tackles. Their tackles are trash. They can't block. That's why Richardson is getting smashed all the time. The quarterback's trash too, but their tackles cannot block. So I look for Herbig to have a big game, man. Pay, we got another super chat from the Quad Father, 2 Binkers, bro. He said, you will also be running at Hayward. Good luck. That is big facts, Quad Father, because that's where they're going to stuff Hayward right there on that side, put Herbig right behind him and say, run at this if you want to. What they should try to do is attack the other side, but there's a game record over there called WATT. Pay your thoughts, man, concerning Pavlov's and the Quadfather's comment, bro.
Yeah, it's no weak spots in the Steelers' defensive line, right? So you're gonna have to just pick your poison. Like I agree with the previous commenter. You're gonna run right at Herbig because he's not Cam Hayward. He's not a future Hall of Famer, TJ Watt. So that is one of the options they're gonna have. I think also what you want to do is also get them big guys moving. So a lot of sweeps, a lot of drags, stuff like that. Things like that to get them gassed a little bit. You want to have some hockey rotations coming in, hockey swaps. What is it? What's the term? What's the phrase? Hockey substitutions, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know what the term is, but I know how that goes. They just run 3 guys in, run 3 guys out, run 2 guys in, run 2 guys out.
You want to get stuff like that going on. But yes, you're gonna have to run. You probably want to have combo blocking on Hayward, and then try to get some action going on through Herbig's lane. More than likely, that's a smart move.
Yeah, but I look for Herbig to have a big game. Hey, Pay, man, like right now we got 100+ people rocking and rolling, man. We got some algorithms going on. I'm going to check the likes here in a second just to see if we all good in the hood concerning the likes, but we got folks in and out of the building. We was up to 103. Now we done dropped somewhere between that 96, 99. Hey, we thank all you guys for rocking with us because it's a rainy, stormy night here in Ohio. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country. Oh, no, Pay, before we even get to the commercial, prayers for the families in the Deep South, Florida, because I know we got folks that rock with us from Florida, rock with us from Georgia, rock with us from North Carolina, Asheville, and all whatever else, man. Prayers for those families because that hurricane is causing a lot of problems in the South, bro. So, Pay, we talk a lot of yak on the show, but, we're going to hit y'all with the prayers hands for sure for the families in the South because that hurricane, man, is down there causing problems, bro. Problems. I talked to some of my people in the Pensacola area earlier, and they were like, man, we're safe, but it's water everywhere, man. It's water everywhere. So prayers definitely for those families. All right, Pay. Any other thoughts on the Brownies or the Clownies? I'm sorry, whoever you want to call them, the trash. Any other thoughts on them, man, before we get to a commercial break, man? And then we come back and talk about the Bengals and my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers, bro.
The only thing I had else on the Browns was their upcoming game, but we got a time for that. We got plenty of time for that. Let's shout it out to the break.
All right, man, we're going to go to the break. If you're listening and rocking with us live on YouTube, we'll be right back after the pause for the cause. Wherever you're listening to the audio podcast, Google, Spotify, Apple, make sure you turn in the Steel Curtain Network, Fans First Sports Network, Homies Podcast, live on Fridays. Me and Pay in the building, holding it down for the week. We'll be back after a quick commercial break. And we're back, man. We didn't pause for the cause, paid the bills. Steel Curtain Network, Homies Podcast, live on Friday. It's a 2-man combo this evening, Pay. No diddy, no doubt. no diddy, no doubt. Hey, we rocking live, man. Me and you got it, holding it down. Pay, before we get to the subjects, we got a super chat from my man, Nathan Smith. Nate, man, we thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for the $4.99. Pay, you'll read the super chat, bro.
Nathan Smith, appreciate for watching. Appreciate the support. Hockey, it's a line change, Pay. Get it correct. Appreciate you. I can always learn something new. If Fields goes 1-1 the next 2 weeks and looks like he has, or better, we never see Wilson unless there's an injury. G, this is your territory. Let's start the Steeler talk off right here. All right. When do you see Russell? When does Russell take over his QB1 position?
Never. Russell ain't seeing no part of it. It ain't gonna listen, man. We've all listened to Coach Tomlin. We all listened to the press review. We all heard Coach T say, hey, man, there's no need, no hurry for us to talk about QB1. As of right now, Russie's this, that, and this. But the reality of it is, Justin has done exactly what he was supposed to do while playing, and he's continued to get better and better and better each week. So if Justin, which I expect him to pop the Indianapolis Colts 4-0, and then we catch the Dallas Cowboys, and not to mention the Dallas Cowboys ain't going to be playing probably with Lawrence or with Michael Parsons, because they both got beat up by the New York trash football Giants in a game they should have lost. I don't even fear the Cowboys, no way. I wouldn't care if they had both of those dudes healthy. The Cowboys is garbage. So I look for Justin to mess around and be 5-0 after the first 5 games. Wilson ain't going to see no part of the field. He's not the guy. Justin has earned the job to be the guy. Now, should we continue to see good improvement? Yes. Should he have to get more touchdowns? Yes. But as of right now, Justin's the guy. Patty, man, your thoughts, man, concerning that, bro?
3 touchdowns in 3 games, G. I mean, that's the second most important stat. The most important stat is 3 games, 3 wins, right? I don't think Russell Wilson's hurt. I don't think he's hurt whatsoever. I said it when you all acquired Justin Fields, that Justin Fields is the better quarterback. He just certainly is. Well, he's the better player. He's the better player at the quarterback. Better than Russell Wilson at this point in his career. Russell Wilson is a journeyman player right now. He is not a franchise quarterback. You all picked him up because he was cheap. I mean, why not? I mean, it don't cost you nothing. You got a vet,
1.2 million.
room.
1.2 million. That was it.
But Justin is a better player. And as long as you all are winning with Justin taking snaps, don't rock the boat. Now, there is a thing about the offensive production coming from this team while Justin is the leader of the offense.
Facts.
That does have to change at some point. It does have to. You do need to start winning games convincingly, right? You can't just, because you're not going to always play the hurt LA Chargers. You're not going to always play the Atlanta Falcons, who don't know what they're doing. You're not going to always play these also-rans, right? At some point, the compensation is going to tick up, and you're going to need to put more than 1 touchdown on the board per game. You're going to need to put 17, 24 points up. Can you do it?
But with our defense, do we have to? With our defense, that's now and in all fairness, this last game they downed the ball at the 1. That should have been another touchdown. Najee, Justin, somebody was going to score. In all fairness, we had a offensive pass interference called on us in Denver that wasn't. It was a phantom. That was a touchdown. In all fairness, the George Pickens catch that should have been a touchdown. In all fairness, now come on now.
You talking about the one with the illegal pick from I forgot who the other was. Yeah. So there's been a lot of touchdowns taken off the board. Right. There's been some touchdowns taken off the board, right? Not discounting those, but that goes back to the point. The offense needs to be better. The offense got to do it. Ain't just Justin, but it is the offensive unit as a whole. But as the leader of the offense, you are going to be the first person they bring a task on this.
Yeah, I agree. But I also, and Pay, you can check me, man, because it's just me and you. So the thing about it, when it's me and you, we having real good conversations, in-depth conversations, right? I think the issue is that Arthur Smith had Justin Cap to start the season with. He was like, okay, I'm just going to let him play a little bit at a time. Because if you go back and look at the game plan against the Atlanta Falcons versus the game plan versus the last game that we played, Justin against the Chargers, Justin never hardly rolled out against the dang on Chargers. But against Atlanta, he was rolling out left and right. And for all you guys that don't understand this about football, what happens when a quarterback rolls out is they play with half of the field. They cut the field in half. He's got 1 read, maybe 2, and then he takes off, right?
Yeah, that's a high-low.
Yeah, it's a high-low. That's a college scheme, right? You saw that against Atlanta. He rolled left and right. But by the time we get to the Chargers, which is game 3, Justin sat in the pocket. And when I'm telling you he was giving strikes, he was delivering strikes. So I'm like, okay, that shows me that the OC, Arthur Smith, has tremendous confidence in Justin's ability to be able to deliver the ball. So Pay, I'm saying that Justin's got to be the quarterback one anyway, just because of you seeing the maturation physically with your own eyes. But I agree with you that, he's got to deliver touchdowns. So have you seen that maturation from him? Because you had eyes on him when he was in Chicago for a minute. So have you seen that maturation in him as a quarterback?
No, I have not. The reason being is because the things that he struggled with, he hasn't been put to the test yet. There's two things that he struggled with while the quarterback in Chicago. One, recognizing defenses in 3 seconds. He would take a lot of sacks because he's holding the ball too long. And the second thing is turning the ball over in the fourth quarter. He had no shortage. I think he had at one point last season, he had 15 turnovers in the last 10 or so fourth quarters, something like that. I had to get the numbers back, but that was the problem, right? He was turning the ball over way too many times in games that we could have won, and he was taking too many sacks in situations where there were wide open wide receivers running down the field. So I haven't seen that opportunity come yet for him because they're keeping him on schedule. Arthur Smith, credit to him for that. They're keeping Justin Fields on schedule, and it helps that they're not playing teams that can challenge him to show that he's matured. And once we get into the thick of it, once we get to put the fire on him, then we can answer that question in some type of totality.
Hey, you see who's shooting is normal. Claude Bishop, man, thank you for the 5 Binkers, bro. I'm going to read it, and then Pay, he says card number 3, but I'm going to give you the override, right? Pay, thank you for bringing some knowledge and common sense to the show. He said card number 3. So he already knows the drill, what's going to happen to him. But so, Pay, is it card 3, or which one would you like this evening, man? Or do you override or ride with Claude at card 3?
Let's keep it tres. Card 3.
Card 3, Claude Bishop. Hot trash. Come on, Pay. Come on, man. Claude, we ain't going to put you in the matrix, but you're getting a hot trash sign early and often, bro. Come on, Claude. Talking about that dude bringing the knowledge. Never get the, but he's got to get his fix. He has to do it. He just can't help himself. Pay, we got another.
You got to go check out his script, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He don't have no choice. He wants to go over there. I think the next time he's matrix bound, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm giving him hot trash right now. We got another podcast, man, from Luke. I mean, a super chat from Luke Cage, $4.99. Yeah, thank you, Luke. Hey, you read that super chat, bro?
Big G, do you think we see Roman Wild this week, or do we still keep Shea, the wide receiver, for another wide receiver?
So I know he's talking about the issue with Roman Wilson. Okay, do we see Roman Wilson this week for the Pittsburgh Steelers? There's a lot of chatter out there that they won't activate him to the 53-man roster based on what's going on with our current position and how those guys have played, right? So supposedly Van Jefferson has been playing well. I watched the All-22 film. He looks big trash. So Calvin Austin III has definitely played well. Scotty Miller has definitely played well. And you already know what I think about GP. So in my opinion, Pay, Roman Wilson be activated to the roster because he provides more blocking, and you got to see what you got in the rookie. You got to see. I think he's active. He's running with the 53-man roster this week, and whoever got to go to the inactive, which I think it might be from the wide receiver position, Van Jefferson. Yeah. So I think it's time to let Rome do what he do. But Pay, your thoughts on that, man? You think it's time to let Rome just do what he do this week for the Steelers?
Anytime I figure somebody's out the league, I'm just going to assume they're with Steelers. I didn't know Calvin Austin and Scotty Miller was still in the league. Like, that's in your wide receiver room? Wow. I mean, news to
Calvin
me.
Austin had 100 yards receiving and a touchdown last week, Pay.
News to me. I did not know these guys were still in the league. I haven't heard these names in some years. But yeah, back to the question. I do think you can have an influx of new players in that wide receiver room. I don't think anybody's job is super secure except for GP, as you said.
Facts.
So if you want to bring in Roman Wilson, granted he's earned it on the wide receiver room, but Who you got to let somebody go then, right?
No, you just deactivate somebody and make him active on the 53-man roster.
Right. So who do you deactivate?
Vance Jefferson. It ain't no question about it.
I don't think. No, I think that's a little bit too far. I think Vance Jefferson. I think he's probably the most accomplished wide receiver you have.
Okay.
So
a Super Bowl
I don't know.
That's what he got.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been around winning, right? He's been with winners. He's caught big passes. I don't know if you want to deactivate that type of receiver unless he's just out there trash. Now he did have that flag. They took the touchdown off the board, so that's one. That's one. But now if he continues, does some more stuff, and you're like, okay, now you can make the call. But if there's anybody in the wide receiver room that you can sit down to let Roman Wilson, get a taste, Scotty Too Hotty.
But man, Scotty made some big catches, Pay. Scotty made two big time catches against the Chargers, man. Two big time ones, man.
Yeah,
so I don't know about that, bro.
You can only have 53. You got to pick somebody,
right? That's
facts. Not if you can't pick nobody, then hey, Roman, check it out. Wait till somebody get hurt.
Go take a seat. Well, Ben Storrick has now been placed on the IR for the Steelers, right? So you got George Pickens, Roman Wilson, Vance Jefferson, Scotty Miller, Calvin Austin III. The issue with him being active on the 53 is because some of the injuries we had on the defensive side and what we've had to do from the running back standpoint, because while we're here, we might as well talk about it. Jaylen Warren has officially been ruled out for the game. Alex Highsmith has been officially ruled out for the game. So, and we still got offensive line issues with injuries. So Malu's still injured. Troy Fautano's still injured. So we got injury issues, going on. Pruitt, the tight end, is out as well. So that's why I'm saying I think from an offensive standpoint, you don't limit yourself by leaving a weapon just in street clothes because you feel like you ain't got the room. You put the guy in and you let him play to try to make a play because it's obvious we still need to build on the concept of a wide receiver too. Your thoughts, bro? What you thinking, bro?
From that angle, yeah, I can see it. You still do. You don't really have a solidified guy opposite George Pickens. Can you go find that somewhere else outside of the Steelers organization? I think that ship has sailed for this season. I think you're going to have to get a little bit closer to the trade deadline and see who's shopping what. But typically, no one's trading anybody of note in season. It just doesn't happen that much in the NFL. So I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't worry about it until something happens. If you saying Scotty Miller is handling business, making big catches, doing this thing on special teams, keep him there. Van Jefferson, like I said, he's the vet. He's the vet of the room. He's made big catches in big moments. I keep him there just because on name recognition alone. Calvin Austin, forgot he existed. But until he runs the wrong route, why not? He beat out Roman Wilson and everybody else. Keep him there.
That's big.
You got to earn your spot.
That's big facts, bro. Hey, we got another super chat from the Quad Father, Dennis Pavlok, man. Thank you for the 5 binkers. He says, Scotty Miller playing well on special teams. You can't deactivate him. That is big facts. That's the whole reason why you can go ahead and operate Roman, because now you can have Scotty Miller as a designated spot just for the special teams and let Roman play that position for the Steelers this week. It's the perfect team to find out whether or not you have something in him, because I believe this week for the Steelers, they're going to take JPJ, design on whatever the best Indianapolis Colt wide receiver is. And the guy to stop, that's from an offensive standpoint. From a defensive standpoint, the Colts is going to take their best slot corner, put him on George Pickens or corner and put him on Pickens and say somebody else has got to beat us. So if you can get Scotty on those underneath crossing routes, not Scotty, if you can get Roman on them underneath crossing routes, on outside routes, even running a streak, or being more effective in the run game with the pass blocking from the wide receiver position, you got to put the kid in there. Because I believe, and now, this might be a Big G burner, but I believe this week, either Najee Harris or Cordell Patterson is going to bust off a big-time run. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50-yard burst out of one of those guys if we get good blocking from the wide receiver position. And I think Rome's that perfect guy. So, your thoughts with what the Quad was talking about, man, with the 5, with not deactivating Scotty. I don't think we do. But do you think that Roman can play a pivotal part to help the running game for the Steelers, bro?
I don't know. It remains to be seen. I don't think Cordell Patterson is still gonna bust off a long run. I think Najee is. It's about time for he break his off. That's a ditty.
No doubt.
He's been. I mean, Najee's been running. He's been running hard for this season. Nothing spectacular
Diddy,
yet.
double up, Diddy, no doubt, no double up, double down and double up. Go ahead, Pay. Come on,
Najee has been. He's been. I don't want to use the word effective, but he's been okay so far this season, especially considering that Jaylen Warren's been banged up. I don't think Cordell Patterson is going to be the guy that, if there's going to be a large run, it would be Najee. I think Najee, he's right there. He's waiting for the right crack and the right seam to bust open, and boom.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man. You setting an all-time record for the no Diddy, man. What is going on, man? The fellas leave the building and you just can't help yourself, man. What is going on?
Take that.
Take that. Yeah, take that. Hey, man, so listen, bro. Last little couple Steelers tidbits, news and notes. McCormick, I'm hearing out of Steelers camp, is going to get his first start this week for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the offensive line. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that he's going to take Anderson's spot and start this week for the Steelers next to Zach Frazier, who the NFL is already calling a Pro Bowl center. They're already saying on the national media, I heard the fellas over at the CBS talking yak saying, man, this kid is a beast. So now we're going to mess around and have two rookies starting in the middle for the Steelers, McCormick next to Frazier. Pay, is this a good move for Pittsburgh considering the opponent, the Colts, this week, man?
Yeah, the Colts defensive line don't really put any pressure on it. I'm not sure. I haven't saw the injury report, but is Buckner, is he playing this week?
No. I from what it's saying, doubtful or out.
Why not?
Oh, the big five.
Was Zach Frazier, the center?
Yeah.
Zach Frazier, the center. Was this the same center you all was having quarterback exchange issues in preseason?
Absolutely, and he hasn't had one since the season started. Not one. No, yes,
okay.
He did. He had one in Atlanta. He did have one in Atlanta, but it was an issue, right? But he's been doing well ever since. And but Pay, I've watched the All 22 film, bro. Listen, he's graded out to me out of the All 22 film I've watched, because I've watched all three games. He's graded out a B or better every game. And this last game against the Chargers, A. There was several plays where the guy he was blocking, you couldn't even see him on the film. He literally pancaked the guy. So I was like, man, from a center? What do you mean? Who has all these other responsibilities? So I listen, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid about him being an all-pro as a rookie, or at least a Pro Bowler as a rookie. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I might be wrong. I might get put in the matrix, but I see it already. 54 is a dog, Pay. He's a dog.
I mean, it remains to be seen. I haven't seen what you're seeing. I haven't heard what you've heard. But if he's playing well, kudos to him. Hats off to him. Now, as it relates to putting another rookie right next to him, if the offensive line, if that room is conducive enough for one rookie to look good, why not try it again? Right? Because there were a lot of issues with that offensive line coming into the season. Nobody's job is safe. Check it out. You're up 3 games already. You've got some leeway to try some new things out. Indianapolis Colts is not a good team. This is the perfect time. If the rookie goes out there and plays well, guess what? You found yourself a new starter. If he does it, so what? We're probably gonna win this game anyway. And if we don't, we was already up. We're up 2 games in the division. We're good.
Yeah. I'm feeling it, Pay. I'm feeling it. I think McCormick, I've been calling for weeks. It's not a shot, a dog in Spencer Anderson out, because I think he's had some serviceable moments. But I think that you have to put Spencer Anderson in the rotation, considering what's going on with the tackles, especially with Filetano being on IR. Now you can put him in if Moore has a bad game. Now you can put him in if Jones has a bad game. And by the way, I owe Jones an apology because that dude played his heart out this last week against the Chargers. He had like maybe 2 bad plays. I gave him a B grade for the game for offensive lineman. PFF, I think, ranked him somewhere around 78 percentile, 77 percentile, which ain't bad, but I gave him a B. So and listen, Pay, no penalties. No penalties from the offensive line this last week for the Steelers, man. None. That is a dramatic improvement for the Steelers, man. All right, Pay, we got to do one more subject. We got about 10 minutes to go in the show. We got to talk about B Dirt Squad, man. You know, are they cooked? Is it over with, man? And Pay, I'm gonna hit them with the stat.
Let's hear the stat, G.
From 1979 to the current 2024 NFL, 6 teams have made the playoffs at 0-3. Since 2021 to now, no team, since they increased the schedule, going to 17 games, no team has made it. So are they cooked? Are they done? Are they going to start selling all pieces? Is turmoil going on in Bengal land? What's happening with the Cincinnati Bengals?
No, they're not cooked. And thank you for those numbers. Throw them out. 1979, they were playing 14-game seasons, right?
Facts.
The math does not work in 2024. This is a 17-game season. Did the Steelers had a 3-game losing streak last season, did they not?
In the middle, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yes, they did. Still made the playoffs. There's no reason to believe that having a 3-game losing streak in September should automatically disqualify you from the playoffs if you can have a 3-game losing streak in November and still make the playoffs. Things happen. There's no reason to believe that the Cincinnati Bengals are a team that cannot run off 9 of their next 13 games. I'm sorry. They can go on a 9-5 run. I don't think that they can't win 10 of their last games. They can still mess around and do some things. If they have 8 wins going into the last week of the season, they're definitely on a bubble to make the playoffs. Just because no team has made the playoffs after starting 0-3 to this point, since the schedule has went to 17 games, doesn't mean it can't. There's so much more football to be played. You have an extra game and you have more playoff spots. 7 teams make the playoffs. The Bengals have ample time to fix this. Now, their defense has been atrocious. If they're going to fix it, it has to start this week. They cannot continue to let everybody beat them up. They need to start being physical. Yeah. They need to start keeping teams off the maps. The way the DC Commanders dogged them on national TV was an embarrassment. It's not just an embarrassment for the Bengals organization and their fan base. It's an embarrassment for AFC North teams. Like that's not what we do in this division, bro. You can't go out there and get trounced like that by a rookie quarterback. Quarterback put his highlight package out on you.
Yeah.
If they don't feel disrespect from that and have a new outlook and have some new fire lit underneath them Sunday, then we could come back to this conversation. I'll say, G, it's over. Done. And then we can have another conversation about their quarterback and where he sits in the elite tier.
Well, I think that's going to be a little preference of mine. We'll be talking about in overtime. We're going to talk about that quarterback tiers in overtime a little bit. But listen, could you believe that the Carolina Panthers might be a hot team coming into this week with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they got to face the Red Rifle, who knows the Bengals and who threw for almost 400 yards last week. Cooper Hubbard had 115, 120 yards rushing. Deontay Johnson, the ex-Steeler, blew up and went bananas last week. So, if they lose to the Red Rifle, oh my God. Oh, that would be bananas. And I listen, I think that there is, so how like you do meal prep and you're like, okay, We done rub the roast down, and we done rub the chicken down, and we did different stuff to get. Yeah, I know, no Diddy. I know you looking at me, no Diddy. I know, but you know how you got to do it. You got to get your seasoning together and all the flavor together and you put all the little stuff, and you cut the onion up and all whatever else, and then you get the tray together and you put the meat in it, and then you put the foil over the top.
I'm hungry.
I think, yeah, me too. But and then you grade go and say, okay, this thing, the oven's already preset. You at like that 350, 365 degree range, right? I think the Bengals is getting the oven set on them, bro. And I might be wrong, but I think they are, man. I think they are. Pay. What's your thoughts, man? You think they are? Because that's what I'm saying about being cooked. I'm saying like it's already prepped. And like the oven's getting set. And I think the coach might be getting the oven set on him. And he might be up out of here. He might be up out of here.
Hey, coaching lives are not long. You went to Super Bowl once. You went to the AFC Championship game another time. But that doesn't mean you goated. That doesn't mean you goated. It's about that time for Zach. If they underperform this season, I can see them doing a coaching change. It's not far out. It's not too far out the realm of possibility. But you're right. You're right. It is time. Their season is getting hot. The oven is on. 3 games, 0-3 so far to start the season. Yeah, it's about time. It's a make it or break it. The next few weeks, the next 5 weeks for them, it's make or break. They can't. Whoa. They have to have a winning. They have to have a winning record in the next 5 weeks, right? They can't exit. They can't exit week 8 under 500 under no circumstance. They can't do it. I agree. If to go back to your Thanksgiving metaphor, the table's being set. The table's being set. They ain't saying dinner served yet, but it's getting close. It's getting close.
Yeah, they're looking at the watch. They're looking at the watch like 3:30. Is that what time? 3:30. We're gonna be ready to ride. Yeah.
If it was me, I'm about to go put on my pants with the elastic strap in it, just to make sure. I'm getting ready to eat.
Hit them suspenders like bink to make sure you got plenty of room up underneath that shirt, bro. Hey man, listen, we got a super chat from the Quad Father, Dennis Pavlak, man. Pay, you read that super chat, man. He talking about them Bengals, man.
The Red Rifle has his gun pointed at ruining their season. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That would be the biggest disaster for how their season can go. You can't have Andy Dalton come in here and clown on your field. Can't do it. You can't have a revenge game. And you know why you can't do it? Because I don't want him to have confidence to go into the week after that and have another revenge game against who they play the next week. Don't do it. Bengals, snuff it out. Snuff it. End up right now.
Pay, I think they're cooked. If they lose to Carolina, somebody's up out of there. Yeah, I don't know who. I don't know if it's the head coach. Listen, 0-4. Oh yeah, somebody gone. Somebody's in big trouble. And their season is definitely done at that point. So
I don't know.
That could issue them start trading off pieces. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
0-4. They're not trading anybody. I don't know what the contract situation is for Zach Taylor, but that's the coach, right? Zach.
Yes. Yeah.
Zach. I don't know what the contract situation is. I don't know if he's in a lame duck season because that would play into it too. The Cincinnati Bengals have a history of being frugal, right?
Yeah.
If they still got to pay him for 2 seasons or something like that, then maybe they don't go ahead and execute that. Go ahead and fire him just yet.
Yeah.
I can see that being at play, but like I said, I don't know if it was any other situation, just anybody else. Oh yeah, you underperformed with a quarterback that we all believe is a elite Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback with an offense that we feel is good enough to compete. Something's got to change here. We need a new voice in the room. Zach, you're the first one to go.
Yeah, facts. All right, Pay, before we get off this show, no Diddy, no doubt, and we go to the overtime, I'm going to make sure that we just get a prediction for each game. We got the Steelers against the Colts. We got the Carolina Panthers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. We got the Cleveland Browns playing. Who did the bumps play? Las Vegas Raiders. And we got the Baltimore Ravens playing the Buffalo Bills. Your winner of those 4 games, bro. Just your winner.
I got Baltimore, Vegas, Steelers, Bengals.
Oh, okay. This week, I got Steelers, Carolina Panthers, Buffalo Bills, and Las Vegas Raiders. I got the Steelers with the only win this week, Pay. I got listen, Josh Allen about to be the MVP. I hate to tell you, bro. I hate to tell you, Josh Allen's the MVP. Listen, there's no doubt about it.
I'm going up to heaven like Fred Sanford. G. You killed me, dog.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, bro. Hey, but that's the corner time. You know, that's the corner time. And with a perfect team, the Buffalo Bills, to end it. Hey, y'all, before we get up out of here, we're going to get them algorithms jumping and rocking and rolling over there with the live chat. We got about 102 people in here. We only got about 50 likes. Come on, nation. Y'all know what we do. Pay, let the people know where they can find you at and tell them all about what's going on with our squad. I'm going to put the graphic up as we go, bro.
So, overtime, you all know where to find it. We will be on the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel, FFSN, and everywhere else, Run Through the Jungle, all of this stuff. Everybody who's maybe watching the show for the first time, me, Big G, B Dirt, Tate Boy Fresh, we are all over FFSN airwaves. Do they still say airwaves? I might be dating myself. In any case, we got a show on Sunday for the know-it-alls, Sunday for the know-it-alls, Monday Level Up Podcast, Tuesday we got the Bears review for their game, Wednesday Pump Your Brakes and Pay Dirt, Thursday we got the not Steelers but the Ravens running through the jungle, the Bengals podcast. They'll be previewing theirs, same thing with the Bears. And Friday, come around back to the homies. You all know where to find us at.
Big facts. Hey, before we go, we got one final super chat from Claude Bishop. Claude Bishop, Big G, you're the man, and I love every podcast that you're on, but stop the Big G burners because you're always wrong. Just kidding, bro. Claude, the only thing that saves you from the Matrix is the just kidding as we get up out of here. Pay, I'm going to throw it back to you, man. You know how we always in the show, we be talking about Brett Favre, but something's going on with Brett Favre and some health issues. So I don't know if you're going to do what we normally do, but get us up out of here with how you close the show, bro.
Well, I don't know if you all heard, but they got good drugs in jail. Parkinson's, they got you. They got you covered. Lock them up.
We out of here. We'll see y'all in overtime in a few minutes. Peace.